Welcome back to Live Rolling Commentary, friends. We've got a good one for you today. Well, not for me, but we'll get into that briefly. I start the round by pulling guard, nothing new, nothing special, looking to grab the leg and get into half guard and play my game. Let's see what options Manny gives me, as I try not to get flying Kimura. He goes to step over, I go to grab his leg, and I get exactly what I want. This nice little reverse de la Hiva half guard position. Me and Manny end up in this spot a lot, so I'm really just messing around trying to find something new to throw him off his game. So what I'm doing here is I'm underhooking the leg with my top arm and my bottom arm is controlling the foot. I'm trying to push his toes in to lift his heel and maybe enter into a leg entanglement or go for a wrestle up. I see the opportunity to grab his foot and try and come up for a sweep, but Manny's wary of this and he steps his leg out and I'm unable to come up for the sweep. Manny starts pressuring into me a little bit here, and I'm still trying to underhook the leg. So while he goes to step his foot out, I try and wrestle up by grabbing the foot, and I end up in this front headlock position. Not good for me. I'm scared of him going to take my back, and he ends up in this armbar position. This is where things start to get real bad for me. My arm is under the leg, so I am worried about the armbar, but I have a little bit of time before I get in some real trouble. But you're going to see me get into some real trouble because he steps right over into a triangle. I did a terrible job, and he's able to lock up the triangle pretty easily. Manny's digging for the armbar here, and instead he opts to lift my head and finish the triangle, so he locks up the triangle tight, and I'm going to defend. Now, as soon as he locks it up, it's already tight, but, you know, I'm stubborn. My ego is my enemy, or my amigo. It depends on how you look at it. So I'm trying to stack him, walk towards his head, and Manny's making it tighter and tighter, and wow, this is not a good time for me. He goes to grab my arm to go for an armbar instead of the triangle, and I try to put my foot on his bicep to create some space and try and escape this triangle. I'm also just trying to get an inch of breathing room here so that I don't tap right away. But as you can see, I am visibly red. Not a great time. If you're my mother or father, maybe tune out for this one, because it's brutal. Seeing that I'm taking a little bit longer to tap to the triangle, he starts attacking the arm again, and look at how deep this armbar is. He's obviously being nice to me. He knows that, you know, my arm could snap at any second, but my ego is my amigo, so I'm not tapping. I go to step over and grab my leg to try and buy a couple more seconds. And Manny's legs are getting a little bit tired here, so he opts to switch to a reverse triangle right here, and that makes things a lot worse for me right now. Eventually, in a second, he switches to a TP choke, which you can see right here, and this is bad. Not good for me. He's got a really tight squeeze, but I'm still hanging on for dear life for a couple seconds, and then I eventually do tap. We reset the round, and I make a quick joke to Manny about how I clearly should have tapped like 30 seconds earlier because that was very uncomfortable and dangerous. But anyways, we reset here, and would you look at that? It's going to be very surprising here. In 3, 2, 1, I make my grip and I sit down. Very entertaining. I love it. Doesn't get much better than this, folks. So once again, I'm trying to get back to that half guard position and start working my stuff. Try and get into a leg entanglement if I can. I've recently been starting to work leg locks with Manny and Mark and a couple of other people, and it's really fun because it's like a completely different sport, and it's really interesting to try new things, especially when I know I'm not going to be good at them, because it takes time to learn these things. Manny himself is looking to get into a leg entanglement himself when he goes to step back, but I stop him from stepping back because I know that that knee bar is there. And in a couple seconds, he does end up stepping back anyways, so I fought it the first time, not well the second time. So I go to grab his other foot, try and go for that sweep I went for earlier. It doesn't work. He goes to step back, but as you can see, my foot is underhooking his leg. So he does a good job of stepping over, but I underhook the leg with my arm now, and he decides to sit back for a leg entanglement, and I am trying to use it to come on top, but he's wary of this, and he stands up and is able to come back. So now we enter back into that half guard position. I know, so much variety in my game here. I don't know what to tell you. I just have a very simplistic game where I like to go for the stuff that I like to go for. And this is one of those positions that I like messing around in, so I end up here a lot, especially with Manny. Again, I'm underhooking the foot, maybe trying to get into a false reap position here, but Manny's putting heavy pressure and making that pretty hard. I do try to get under him for a second and then eventually go for a wrestle up, but he goes to step back. I'm controlling his foot because I don't want to get reverse mounted, and I'm trying to scoot out, but he's trying to go for another leg entanglement, and for a second I think about using that to sit up, but he does a pretty good job of using his feet to stop me, and from here he's going to go for a heel hook, but I'm trying to hide my heel and threaten his feet as well while I try and clear the legs and step over. We pretty much finished the round here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to Caitlin for filming, and I hope you guys really enjoyed this round. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Bye!